Before we learn the Mishna, just an interesting, quick, because we were late. So it's interesting that when you're doing the Mois Sur in your mind, and you want to make sure you got the right order, a good way to know is that the Mechaber of Mois Sur, his name was Mordechai. And every stanza starts with a letter of his name. So Ma'ois is Mem, then comes Ra'ois, that's Reish, then comes Devir Kachai, that's Dalid, then comes Kreis Kaimas, that's Chaf, and then comes Yevonim, so that spells Mordechai. The Chasayv Zraya Kachacha is very questionable if that's the right nusach. There are three other nischais for the last stanza of Mois Sur. It's interesting. Chasayv Zraya Kachacha became famous, but if you have the art scroll on Hanukkah, you'll see that they bring down the other three versions of the last stanza. This song is it is so much depth in this song, but I like to tell over a story. It's my minig in our family that on the second night of Pesach, by the Seder, we sing Mois Sur. And the reason why we sing Mois Sur, people think when we sing it, we're good geschickered. But the reason why we sing it is because there's more stanzas in Mois Sur that's applicable to the night of the Seder, because the second night of the Seder, Haman was hung. So that's the third stanza, right? Rosh Mini Nisei Sava Oyev Shmai Machisa Raiv Banavikinya Navaleitz Talisa. And also we know B'nisan Nigal, B'nisan Asidin Ligal. So the Chasav Zraya Kachach of a Karav Ketzah Yeshua is very applicable to the first to Pesach, and also the first stanza, Mois Sur Yeshua Si L'cha Noel L'Shabeach, when more than on the night of the Seder. So I said this over, I remember, by Mel Chicken Katz in the hotel, probably about a quarter of a century ago, 25 years ago. And the baker was so nisragesh by the story that he made Pesach Dika Hamantashen. I'll never forget it. He made Pesach Dika Hamantashen. And I also, our next door neighbor in Staten Island for many, many years was the Weinstock family. And one of their daughters married, if you remember, Rabbi Schwartz from Torah Emes, married his grandson. And he was very used to having a very late Seder. The Weinstocks finished relatively early. So he would come over afterwards and, come to our Seder, to join our Seder. And one time he said he was walking over and he heard us singing Mois Sur. And he says, "Ay vey, they're mamish and ganzen shikker. Mamish and ganzen shikker." But anyway, okay, so we're going to learn now the Mishna Yomis, and we are holding by Mishna. Why am I doing this to myself? Mishna Yud and Mishna Yud Aleph, right? Yeah, Mishna Yud and Mishna Yud Aleph in the 13th parak, sponsored by Yol Klugman and family, also by the Fisher family, Lenishmas Basi Bas Rabbi Shlomo ben Avram Alevi, Perel Bas Ruvain, Lenishmas Avram Dov ben David for the schus of Avram and Yom Ben Shpemak Yudis and family of Fush Shlema, Felim Yomis ben Chayesar, we'll learn the Fush Shlema for Avigdor Aye ben Rivka, Meir ben Chayesar, also Rab Ruvain. It seems to be that after all the tests, it seems to be that he has a touch of pneumonia. So we're going to learn for Shalom Ruvain ben Shima. They say he should be home tomorrow from the hospital. Well, we'll learn for his Refuah Shalema B'Seich Sharcha Yisrael. So again over here, we're going to talk about where Ruvain was married to two women that each of them have a imbalance. So Pikachas v'Chereshes, if you have in this case is where only one has an imbalance. So Pikachas v'Chereshes, if Reuven is married to Sarah and Dinah, Sarah is a healthy adult. Dinah is a deaf mute. Bo Yovan ala Pikachas, if Reuven dies childless, and Shimon is Miyab, the healthy adult, that's it, it's finished. The Chazer Ba'ala Chereshes, even if he sleeps afterwards with the Chereshes, it doesn't do anything. As Baruch said yesterday, it wouldn't do anything if he slept with an adult woman afterwards also. But it's telling us, that's the point that you were making, but it's telling us this because of the flip way, it won't be that way. And he then sleeps with the deaf mute Dina afterwards, or Levi sleeps with the deaf mute. It doesn't do anything. The Yibam that Shimon did with Sarah, the adult, that stays. It doesn't disqualify the fact that he's married to Sarah, and it doesn't impact it. The next case is where it will hurt it. If Shimon was miyabeim Dina, the deaf mute, now that only takes away mixas of the zika, part of the zika, and leaves some of the zika there. And then v'chazer ubala pikachas, then he sleeps with Sarah, so that she takes the rest of the zika, and therefore she causes the chereshes to be forbidden. She is also forbidden. Or Levi sleeps with Sarah, the healthy woman. Pasal as a cheret, says Shimon cannot continue to live with the chereshes because he didn't take the full zika, and now when he slept with afterwards Sarah, that finishes the zika. And since bayis echad u'bayna ve'ena bayna shnei batim, you can't live with either of the women. And the same thing in Mishna Yud, exactly the same. G'daylu Ktana, where Reuven is married to two wives, Sarah is an adult, Dina is a minor. Once Shimon, Reuven dies childless, once Shimon is miyabim, Sarah the adult, that's it. The mitzvah yibam is finished. The chazer u'bala Ktana, if he then sleeps with the Dina, the minor, he shouldn't have, but it doesn't impact anything. Or Levi sleeps with the minor. Shimon could stay married to Sarah. It doesn't have an effect. The chiddush is, but if Shimon first was miyabim Dina the Ketana, the chazer Baal Gdaila, and then he was Baal the Gdaila. So with the Ketana, it was a yibam that was kosher to Rabbana, but the zika is still there in full force. So then when he sleeps with the Gedaila, he causes himself to be forbidden to the Ketana. But since he also slept with the Ketana first, that has a din of Yibin D'Rabbanan, he's also forbidden to remain with the Gedaila. Or Levi slept with the Gedaila after Shimon took the Ketana. Pasal as a Ketana. Rebbe Eliezer has an eitzah. Rebbe Eliezer says, you know what? He slept with the Ketana first, and then he slept with the Gedaila. We could at least salvage the Gedaila. Teach Dina, the Ketana, to be mamayin, to issue a refusal. Then it's like she didn't do anything. And then he could continue to be married to Sarah. Rebbe Eliezer Eimer, where he took the Ketana first, and then he took the Gedaila. So in order that he should be able to remain with the Gedaila, Malamdin Aktana Shitamayin, right? We train and we teach the Ketana, Dina, to issue a refusal. Then it's like he didn't do anything with her, and then he could continue to live with Sarah the Gedaila. We'll stop over here, Rabbi Isai. We want to remind you that anybody that davens by the second minyan, please do not daven now. It's probably in Issa D'Orais, but at least in Issa D'Rabbanan. No, but really, if you can wait till later, it would be greatly appreciated. We, Baruch Hashem, the whole time we've had a beautiful minyan, and we want to remind you that tomorrow night is a fascinating shir on Mikates after the daf at 9 o'clock. That's Wednesday night, 9 o'clock. There'll be a shir on Mikates.